All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I think this is the first time I've ever started a tutorial and probably ever will start a tutorial in the dark. But I wanted you guys to see my little candles and the candlestick, the candle holder, the star candle holder, in all of its glory because it's so beautiful. All right, I'm gonna turn my light on. Okay, there we go. All right, so today's tutorial, we are going to be working on these star candle holders. So I am going to go through here while I talk and shut all of these off. So the story, how this tutorial came about was that my husband's German cousins came here to visit and they gifted me this star and this star. And I wanted to go through here. Well, they gifted it to me because they thought I would want to pick through the stitches and make a tutorial. And I was like, yes, I will. So that is how this whole tutorial, this whole project got started. So let's just go straight into what you're going to need. So obviously you can tell some of these are made with thread and some of them are made with 3-weight yarn. So let's start off with the thread. If you want to make yours out of thread, I recommend using a size 10 crochet thread, not Red Heart Super Saver, not Super Saver. Don't use Red Heart thread or Aunt Lydia's white size 10 thread. That is the roughest white thread I've ever used. I got this from Hobby Lobby, or any size 10 thread from Hobby Lobby will work perfect. And then with that, I used a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook. And then for the border, so these are the two that I made with the thread. And for the border, I used Yarn Bee Bejeweled Sequence Gold and Sequence Silver. So I do recommend, if you're going to use these for your border, to get 2 skeins of these, and then we hold 2 strands while we work the border. Okay, so get that. Let me set this over here. All right, now if you are wanting to use yarn for these two, I love this yarn, Super Soft Sport Weight from Hobby Lobby. I used the, what is this, green and then red. Now I told my daughter, I said, this looks like poinsettia colors, so I really love these for Christmas. And then for this project, I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. All right, so then, you know, you're gonna need your normal scissors, needle to weave in your ends. Let me put this over here. For this one, I used the same yarn as this. I just used white and yellow. All right, then you are gonna need, once we're done, regardless if you use the thread or the yarn, we are going to have to block it because it does come out a bit squished. So we block it to get that nice pretty shape. So get you a blocking mat and then an iron with a steam setting and then some pins to block your project, or I mean pin your project down. All right, so let's talk about the lights. So if you can tell, or if you notice, I have 2 different lights here. So this light came from Walmart, and this light I got off Amazon. The reason being is because the time of year that I went to go shopping for these lights at Walmart, they had 1 package, and that was it. And I knew, so like this one is yellow, and then this one is a white. Can you see the difference? Without me shutting my light off. This one flickers and it has this cute little plastic flame, and then this just has what looks like a a wick that's been blown out. Like it looks like it needs a flame on there. But anyway, so whenever I bought this, I thought, you know what? I went to Walmart to buy this with in mind that I wanted to get more than just this. So I thought I'm just going to get on Amazon and see what I can find. And I found this one. And I'm kind of happy with what I did, because I feel that if you use the silver around the edge of your star yarn or thread, the white just looks a lot better. And then like for this one with the yarn, and it just happens to be the red and green, I feel that the more of a yellowish orange looks better with that. So having said all of that, to say, in the description box I'll put a link to the ones I got at Walmart and the ones I got off Amazon, okay? All right, let's see. I want to double check to make sure that I have said everything. I do want to apologize that throughout the tutorial, I do have a little bit of a hard time keeping my tension because my hands are so dry, and it was a little hard. And then like I just randomly started getting hangnails everywhere, so I'm sure those aren't the prettiest things to look at. Anyway, get your supplies together and let's get started. Alrighty, to get started, let's get a slip knot on our hook with plenty of tail. Alright, and we are going to start with a chain of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come down to this very first chain and we're going to work a slip stitch. Chain 1 for now, just hold on to that. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull this tail to tighten down that chain that we just slip stitched into. Alright, so we already have a chain 1, or one chain. We need a total of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so that counts as a treble and a chain 3. Alright, so to start row 1, well, we kind of already did with that, with our chain 7, we are going to treble, chain 3 back into the ring. So, treble, work over your tail, chain 3. Okay, so we have a treble, chain 3, treble, chain 3. We're going to repeat the treble, chain 3 4 more times. So by the end of that 4th time, we should have 6 trebles. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 3. There's 1, chain 3, there's 2, chain 3, that's 3, 1 more, treble, chain 3. So that's the chain 7 counts as a treble. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the chain 3 at the top of that chain 4 counts as a chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this last one is 6. Perfect. All right, so we're going to bring it around and we're going to count to the 4th chain up on that beginning chain 7. And it kind of naturally just has that turn anyway. But so right there, there's our very first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how it kind of has that natural turn to it? We're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain up. And when I slip stitch into a chain, I like to slip stitch so that 2 of the 3 loops of a chain are on top of my hook, and that's what I'm going to be working my slip stitch into. So at the bottom, if you can see that 1 loop right there? And then on the top there's 2 loops. So what that is, well, let me take it out and just show you. We have side loop, side loop, side loop. These two are my side loops, and then on the back is a back loop. What I want to insert my hook is, blah, blah, blah. How I want to insert my hook is that when I insert, the side loop at the top and the back loop is going to be on top of my hook. So when I insert in there, see, there's my side and my back, and then on the bottom is my other side. So when I work my slip stitch, it keeps that chain that we slip stitched into from stretching real wide. Just a little helpful hint. Alright, so go ahead and give your tail a little tug. We don't want it to be fully closed. So what we are actually going to do is, we're not even going to mess with this right now. We'll mess with that when we work the little cup of our star. Okay, sorry about that odd break. Alright, so we slip stitch into the 4th chain up, and we have 3 chains right here between the next treble and where we are right now. What we're going to do is the same way I just showed you, slip stitch into the next chain, and then slip stitch into the next chain. So what we have are the 3 chains between the trebles, and we are slip stitched into that middle chain right now. That's where we want to be. Alright, so now we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to count as a treble, chain 1. Alright, now right back into the same chain that we just slip stitched into, we're going to work a treble, scooch it over, a treble, chain 1, and a treble, chain 1, and go right back in there with 1 more treble. Okay, sorry about that odd break. Alright, so we have slip stitch into that 4th chain up. So what we have are 1, 2, 3 chains between this treble and then the chain right here. What we want to do is slip stitch to where we are in the middle of the 3 chains right here. So we're going to slip stitch into the next chain, just like I showed you, with the 2 loops on one side and the 1 loop on the bottom. Slip stitch, and then slip stitch into that next chain. So where we are, like if I show you on here, we have the 1st chain, 2nd chain, 3rd chain. We are in that middle chain. Alright, so now what we're going to do to move on to round 2 is chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that counts as a treble, chain 1. Now right back into that chain, we're going to work a treble, treble, chain 1, and we're going to repeat that 3 more times. Let me scooch that over. Treble, chain 1. That's 1, treble, chain 1. There's 2. 1 more time, treble, chain 1. Now we should have 5. So that chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to end, we're going to go right back in there with 1 more treble. So into that chain space, we should have 6 treble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain 1 spaces. Okay, so now what we're going to do is treble, chain 1 until we have 6 treble and 5 chain 1 spaces into the next middle chain. So we're going to skip the treble, well, actually there's a remaining chain right there, but it's really hard to see because we're all bunched in there. So there's actually a chain, treble, chain, and we're in that middle chain of the 3. So if you can look at it like this, you're skipping an invisible chain that you can't see anymore because it's all pinched in there because we've got so much into that chain, a treble and a chain. Or just look at it like this. Find your 3 chains, go right into that middle chain. Okay? However you want to do it, we are working the treble. I completely split that. That's okay. Treble, chain 1. Treble, chain 1. Repeat that till you have 6 treble and 6 chain 1. Okay? 1, 2, there's 3, how did I get 2 chains in there? Okay, sorry about that. I split my yarn down here, and instead of fixing it, I just kept working, and it was just easier to do off camera. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 treble in there, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain 1 spaces. So we are going to yarn over twice, jump to the next space. So I see here's a chain, here's a chain, here's a chain, right into that middle chain, and repeat that again. 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, and 6. Just like that. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. Okay? So at the end, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of the 6 treble. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Now you should have 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go ahead and work the rest of that around. And you can see it wants to kind of cup a little bit, which that's perfectly normal because once we get this blocked, it'll lay out better. Okay, so we have this chain, and this chain to work into. So I'm going to get mine done, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I've repeated that around. And if yours is all bunched up like this, it's perfectly fine. Because once we block this, then we're going to have that nice, pretty circle in the middle, and these are going to lay nice and pretty, just like that. Okay, so to move on, well, I'm sorry, not to move on, to end round 2, we are going to go to that chain, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th chain up, slip stitch to end round 2. I'm sorry, not to end, but to just close it. Alright, so we are going to slip stitch into that next chain, slip stitch into the top of that treble, and then slip stitch, just go right into that chain space, just like that. Okay, so that is the end of round 2. So for round 3, we're going to chain 7 again. So that's going to count as our treble chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. treble, chain 3. All right, so into the next chain 1 the next chain 1 space, we're going to work a treble, chain 3. Let's see. Okay, so now into that next chain spot, we're going to work a treble and a chain 3. 1, and then 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to work a treble decrease over the next chain 1, the next 2 chain 1 spaces. So you can see there's a chain 1, treble, treble, chain 1. So we're making a decrease into this chain 1 space, jumping over those 2 treble, and the second part of the decrease into the next chain 1 space. So for a double crochet decrease, we yarn over twice, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over twice again, go into that next chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is the treble decrease. Alright, so we're going to chain 3, jump to that next chain 1 space and work a treble, chain 3. Treble, chain 3 into the next 1, 2 chain 1 spaces. So 1, chain 3, and then into the next treble, chain 3. Get some slack. All right, so now we are to the chain 1, treble, treble, chain 1. So now we work the treble decrease. So yarn over twice, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops on our hook, yarn over twice, go into that next chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And there's our decrease. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to treble, chain 3 into the next 1, 2, 3 chain 1 spaces. So what we're having is a decrease, chain 3, treble, chain 3, treble, chain 3, treble, chain 3, decrease. And that's what we're going to repeat around. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 trebles between each of the decreases, and then of course a chain 3 between each. Okay, so I'm going to work that again with you guys. We've already got our chain 3, so we're going to treble, chain 3 into the next 1, 2, 3 chain 1 spaces. 1, chain 3, 2, there's a train going by if you guys can hear that, chain 3, and 3 into the next. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 3, I should have said third into the next, and then chain 3. So I've got my decrease, 3 treble. So we work the decrease over the next chain 1 space and the next chain 1 space. So we yarn over twice, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops on your hook, yarn over twice, go into that next chain 1 spot, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Chain 3, work a treble, chain 3 into the next 1, 2, 3 chain 1 spaces. 1, chain 3, here is 2, 1, 2, 3, and here is 3. chain 3. Decrease over the next 2 chain 1 spaces. Three loops on your hook, pull through all 3, chain 3. So you guys can get a good idea of what we have going on. Okay, chain 3. All right, 1 treble, chain 3 into the next 3. I'm sorry, into the next 3 chain 1 spaces. 1, chain 3, 2, chain 3, chain 3, decrease over the next 2 chain 1 spaces. Three loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 3. And here's our last one. So into the next 3 chain 1 spaces, work a treble, chain 3. Woo! I lost all my tension. There we go. One, 2, 3. Treble into the next. Woo, 1, 2, dang it. 1, 2, 3, treble into the next, chain 1, 2, 3. All right, so now what we are looking at is what should be a chain 1 space, double, or I'm sorry, treble, treble, chain 1 space. But right here we've got the beginning chain and we've got some slip stitches and then the next treble, so it's a little hard to see. But what we're going to do is work the first part of our treble into that very next chain 1 space. So right in here. The second part of the treble, we're going to just scoot that chain, that beginning chain out of the way, get our fingertips in there, and right there is the space we're going to work the second part of the decrease into. We're just going to go straight over the, all those slip stitches right there. So just like normal, yarn over twice, go into that very next chain 1 spot, chain 1 space. Okay, now the second part, just go right next to the left of that chain, go right in there. 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3, chain 3, and we are going to slip stitch into the 4th chain up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go right in there. Just like that. So we have 1, 2, 3 chains left. Okay, so that is the end of round 3. You can see it's really starting to make that pretty shape. Okay, so now we are going to move on to round 4. Okay, so to move on, we are going to chain 1 and then right back into that chain that we just slip stitched into, we're going to work 1 single crochet. Just like that. Now we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, excuse me, 4, 5, 6, Into the next treble, we're going to work a treble, chain 10, treble. So yarn over twice, go right in there with a treble, chain 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and go right back in there with another treble. One, 2, and 3. And that is the first peak of our star. Okay, now we chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to single crochet into that next treble. All right, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip that decrease, single into the next treble. And that's what we're going to repeat. Single, chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the next treble, we're going to work the treble, chain 10, treble. Chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go back in there with the treble. Okay, chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single into the next treble. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip that decrease, single into the next treble. And then repeat that again. Chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into that next treble, treble, chain 10, treble. I gotta give me some slack. Just a second. Chain 10s take up a lot of yarn. Alright. Got our treble. So now we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right back in there with another treble. Chain 6, 4, 5, 6, single into that next treble, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the decrease, single into the next treble. My stomach just growled if you guys heard that, sorry. So you can see, here's the point of the star, here's a point of our star, and here is a point of our star. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stay with you guys through this whole round. Alright, so we chain 5, skip, single. Alright, so we start with the chain 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into that next treble. Treble, chain 10, treble. One, 2, 3, dang it, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go right back in there with a treble. Chain 6, 3, 4, 5, dang it, 6. Single into the next treble. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5. Skip the decrease, single into that next treble. And start the repeat over. Chain 6, 4, 5, 6, treble, chain 10, treble into the next treble. Treble, chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Go right back in there with the treble. Uh-oh. My yarn over twisted. There we go. And there. Phew. Chain 6. Is that 3, 4, 5, 6. Single into the next treble. Chain 5. 3, 4, 5. Jump over that treble. Single into the next. And work one more repeat. We're almost done. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Treble, chain 10, treble into the next treble. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I really thought I was going to get that chain 10 done without messing it up. Go right back in there with a treble. My finger is stuck. Alright, chain 6, 4, 5, for Pete's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, single into that next treble. And to end the row, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the decrease, and we're going to slip stitch to that single crochet. Right there. Okay. Whew, that is the end of round 4. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points to our star. Okay? All right. I am going to take a small little break and I'll be right back. Okay, so to end round 4, we slip stitch to that single crochet, and to move on to round 5, we're going to chain 1 and go right back into that single crochet with a double crochet. I missed that. Dang it, let me try that again. Go back in there with a double. There we go. Alright, so now this chain 6 space, we're going to work 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Double into the top of that treble crochet, the very next treble right there. All right, now we're to the chain 10. So into the chain 10, we're going to work 6 double crochet, chain 3, 6 double crochet. So go right in there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3. And go right back in there with 6 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so now we're going to double crochet into that next treble. Okay, and then 5 double into the chain 6 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double into that next single, the chain 5 space, 1 single crochet, and that is going to be what we repeat for each of our points. We start the repeat over with a double into the next single, the chain 6 space, 5 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double into that treble, into the chain 10 space, 6 double, chain 3, 6 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 3, go back in there with the 6 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, double into that treble, double into the chain 5 space with 6, or I'm sorry, into the chain 6 space with 5 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I did too many. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we double into that next single, into the chain 5 space with 1 single crochet, and then start the repeat over, double into the next single. I'm going to go ahead and just talk you guys through this. Doubled into the next single, into the chain 6, 5 double, double into that treble, into the chain 10 space, 6 double, chain 3, 6 double, double into that treble, 5 double into the chain 6, double into that little single crochet right there, little single crochet into that chain 5 space, double into the next single, start it all over again, double into that single, 5 double into the chain 6 space, double into the top of that treble, into the chain 10 space, 6 double, chain 3, 6 double, double into that treble, 5 double into that chain 6, double crochet into that little single right there, single crochet into the chain 5 space, start the repeat over, double into that next single crochet. I'm going to say it one more time with you guys. 5 double into the chain 6, double into the treble, into that chain 10, 6 double, chain 3, 6 double, double into that next treble, 5 double into the chain 6, double crochet into that little single right there, into our chain 5 space, single crochet. Then we start the repeat over, double into that next single, and then repeat well, that was the end right there. But you repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you when we work the last single crochet in this last little chain 5 space, okay? So you repeat what I just said over the next points, and don't worry if it's all bunched up like that. We're going to get that taken care of whenever we block it, okay? But if you need any help whatsoever, my email address is in the bottom of the description box. Go down there and shoot me an email, and I will be more than happy to help if you guys need help with this round. Well, if you guys need help at all with any of my projects, as a matter of fact, my email address is in the description box of each of my videos, so do not hesitate to email me, okay? All right, so I'm going to get this round done, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and I've repeated that around. I have my last single crochet worked, and we are going to slip stitch to that first double crochet right there. Here's our slip stitch, here's our chain 1, and then right here is that first double. We're going to go right into there and slip stitch, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. And that is the base of our star. It looks like such a mess right now, but it'll be, I promise it's going to come out of this. All right, so now we are going to be working this edge. So if you made yours out of thread and you're using, well, let me grab it real quick without knocking everything down. If you are using 2 strands of the Bejeweled sequence from Hobby Lobby, the Yarn Bee, use 2 strands of this, all right? But for this project and for, where's my hook? For tutorial purposes, I'm going to stick with my 3.5, and I'm going to go to, well, this is not the end of my yarn that I wanted to work with, but I'm going to get my, I love this yarn, Sportway, in the color green. Okay, so I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook with plenty of tail to weave in. And into any of the chain 3 spaces on the peak of your stars, whichever, or stars, the peak of your star, doesn't matter which one, just grab one and insert your hook, slip stitch, and chain 1. I'm going to take my tail and pull that to the back, scooch that over. All right, so now we are ready for the border. We're going to go right back into this chain 3 space with 4 single crochet. And you can work over your tail if you want to. I just completely forgot to do that. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we are going to single crochet into the next 12 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Single crochet into the next 12 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now your next double crochet should be the double right before the single and then a double. So we are going to single crochet decrease over that next double, single, and double. So we're going to go into the next double, pull up a loop, go into the single, pull up a loop, go into that next double, pull up a loop, 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and then single into the next 12 double until we get to that chain 3 space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, oop, into the chain 3 space with 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now you single crochet into the next 12. Work that decrease over the next 3. I'm going to go ahead and work the next 12 single crochet with you guys and then show you that decrease one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that decrease over the next double, single, double. Go in, pull up a loop. Go into the next, pull up a loop. Go into the next, pull up a loop. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. Single into the next 12 double, and then at your chain 3 space, 4 double crochet. So you decrease, single into the next 12 till you get to the chain 3 space, 4 double. Single into the next 12 double, work that decrease. Single into the next 12, 4 single into the chain 3 space. I think I said double over there. I'm sorry. I don't remember if I did or not. 4 single crochet into the chain 3, single into the next 12. And you repeat that all the way around. And then when you get to the spot that you slip stitched in, like right here, all you have to do is find that double, single, and then where that slip stitch, that chain 1 and slip stitch, just scooch that to the side, and right there's the double that you need to work the third portion of that decrease into. All right, so repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you when we get back to where we started. Okay, so I repeated that, get off there, all the way around. I've got 1 more double to work into, and I'm going to slip stitch to that very first single crochet. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. I just bumped my camera, I'm sorry. Pull that tail to the back, and here is our candle holder so far. So if you don't want to make the cup portion, let me get my other one, the little cup portion to hold your candle, you don't have to. You can block this and make it just a simple little doily, and it's adorable. I like spinning it. It's a cute little doily. You can make a whole bunch of them and cover the center of your dining room table or whatever you want to do. But what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and block this before we work our little cup portion. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to get my iron all nice and hot and get some water in it, and I'm going to get my blocking mat and pins. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. And I got my blocking mat, my pins. We are going to start first by pinning just the center of our block. Right through that center circle. And then we'll move our way out from that. Okay? Just give me a couple pins here. And I'm going to go into the one of the middle double crochets, or I'm sorry, single crochets, those 4 single that we worked, just go like through the 2, or you know, go through one of the 2 in the middle, just to make a nice point. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to go through my blocking mat into my filming mat. Okay, same thing right here. Now once we get this all laid out, then we'll adjust as we need to. And I don't know why I keep grabbing more pins when I've got more right next to me. All right. Okay. So now that I'm looking at it, I can see that one might have been a little too far stretched out. This one needs to come more to the left. All right, now I'm going to pick up my little mat and look at it straight ahead. That one laid out like that. And get rid of the two in the middle now. Now let me look at it. All right, that looks good. Let me get my iron on. Get that nice and hot and ready to go. Now I like to take my needle and go in like, so you can see this one right here. See how that one's angled? The reason I do that is so whenever I have my iron over the top to, you know, hit this with some steam, those needles don't get in the way. And then when we hit it with the steam, all those stitches in the middle will instantly loosen up, and then we can get in there and adjust it exactly the way we want it. As soon as my iron's ready, any second now. But after we block this, you can, if you want, you can starch it. You can paint some starching liquid on there with just a paintbrush, and that'll make it a little stiffer. I kind of don't want to. I like mine to be like floppy like this one. Like that. Oops, I didn't mean to throw that down like that. So then when it lays down, it's nice and pretty and agile. All right. I think she's ready. Okay, I am just going to hover over the top. Do not touch the iron to your work, and just hit it with some steam. Just like that. There, you can see that center instantly went whoosh. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing along the edges. Cleaning my phone with all this steam. All right. That's it. That's all I needed to do. Now I'm just going to let this sit and get dry. Adjust any of the stitches around. I think that looks great. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry and I will be right back. Okay guys, it is the next day. My star is all dry and it's nice and laid out exactly how I want to. And I already got my ends weaved in, so if you guys want to go ahead and get your ends weaved in and then come back here, we are going to start the cup portion of our star. All right, so get your ends weaved in and then come back, get a slip knot on your hook, and make sure you got plenty of tail to weave in. And we are going to, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do before we do it. I'm going to show you actually. So for round 2 is where we are going to work our cut portion. I'm sorry, this is round 1 actually. Right around in here. So what we have is a chain, a treble, a chain, and then we have the chain that the 6 trebles are worked into, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to attach right here. There's a little bitty chain right there. We're going to attach with a slip stitch, chain 1, and go right back in there with 2 single crochet. Right? Let me double check my pattern. My cat dumped water all over my pattern. Okay, yep, that's right. 2 single crochet right here. We're going to single crochet right into the top of that treble. 2 single crochet in a tiny little chain right around the tiny little chain right there, which is hard to see because this big old thing, right? So what we're going to have is 2 single, single, 2 single, and then we're going to go right into the chain that the base of all these treble go into. We're going to single crochet into there, and that's what we're going to repeat. 2 single, single, 2 single, single into the base. 2 single, single, 2 single. There's barely even see a little chain right there, and then single into the base. And it does kind of get a little hard to keep track of where you are, and it does get a little hard to go exactly where you need to go. So that's why I wanted to show you that part first. All right, so lay your star down with the top facing you, so just like you would on your table. And I am going to pick up the top of one of these trebles, doesn't matter which one. So right here, the top, that is the top of a treble pointing right at me. I'm going to go to the right of it in that chain space and attach with the slip stitch, chain 1, pull that tail tight. We'll weave that in later. And then you can kind of see if we move these stitches apart, there's the post of that treble. So right back around the chain that we slip stitched around, go right back around there with 2 single. 1 and 2. All right, so now to go into the top of that treble, we're just going to keep our work like this and go right into the top. Just like that. If you don't get directly into the top, it's not a huge deal. It is not a big deal at all. All right, so there's a tiny, tiny, tiny little chain right there, but we can't see it really. So all we're going to do is go right next to the treble and work 2 single around that chain. All right, now let's follow the legs of all of these treble. Follow them down, and there's a remaining loop. I'm trying to figure out how I can point to it. There's a remaining loop from the chain that all of these trebles are coming from, right there. See that? That is what we're going to single crochet right into. So just go right in there and work a single. And now we're going to repeat that again. Pull up the post of that next treble so we can see what we got going on. Or you can lay it like that if you want to, so you can see that post. Go around that little bitty chain, and we're going to work 2 single. Now go into the top of that treble. Come on now. Which this may be the one that's got a slip stitch in it, so it might be a little harder for me. No big deal. All right, now in between, or right next to the post, go back into there around that chain with 2 more single. And then bring all of these trebles back. Follow all of these, the post of all these trebles down, and right there, that little bead line right there, that's the remaining loop from the chain that these are all worked into. So just go straight into there with 1. Okay. Let's see where we are. Okay, here we go. Here's that next treble right there. So I'm going to bring that treble down so I can keep an eye on where I'm at. Single, single, go ahead and go into the top of that treble. And then to the, there, you can barely see that chain right there. Work 2 more treble, or 2 more single. And then follow the legs of all of these treble down until you see that little bitty bar right there, right here. Just insert your hook right there and work a single. Okay, we're gonna do that again. So let's say this is what you're looking at, even with a little piece of white stuff. Get out of there. So all I want you to do when you're looking at a big old jumble like this and you don't know what to do, pull it out and look, here's all those trebles from round 2. Just separate that, and right there's the post of the treble that we need to work around. So here's our chain. So this chain gets 2 single. 2 single to the left of the treble, 1 straight into the top of the treble, and 2 single to the left. What did I say right there? 2 single to the right of the treble, 1 into the top of the treble, 2 single into the left of the treble. Okay, now bring it back out. Look at all 6 of these treble. Follow their legs down till you see that little bar right there. Single crochet into that. And then just separate it. Okay, where am I? Let me find all of these treble that come together. And then just pull it apart. There's that treble. 2 single crochet to the right. 1 single crochet into the top. I split it. That's fine. And then 2 single crochet to the left of the treble. Alright, now see how all of these come together? Look for that little bar, single crochet right into there. Alright, where am I at? Get this all separated. Get my tail out of the way. Alright, here are all these, the sets of 6. So I'm just going to separate it, and right there's the treble that I need to work 2 on the right. I'm having a hard time keeping my tension because my hands are dry. Alright, right into the top. 2 on the left, which is a little tighter, but just get in there. And now bring all of these, the 6 treble out. Follow it down till you see that little bitty bar right there. And we are back to where we started. So we are going to slip stitch to that first single crochet, which is right there. All right. So now if you want to, you can lay it out and see your little circle. Now, I want to mention, let me get my tail to the bottom here. The little candle that I'm using, I'm going to set in the middle. And so far it's a pretty nice fit, right? But I know this one that I made comes out just a tad bit too wide. So if yours does, don't worry about that. I'm going to show you guys how to fix it, okay? All right, so now to move on, we are going to chain 1, go right back in there, same single crochet that you just slip stitched into with the, pardon me, slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet, and single crochet into each single all the way around. And I am working mine a little on the tighter side, and it's not a huge deal, but roughly you should have 36 single crochet. If not, it's not a big deal. I mean, you can work one of your singles in this round that we're working on right now. You can work 2 single crochet into one, you know, to get you up to that 36 count. But it's not a huge deal. Basically, what we're working on right now, the major, what's the word I want to say? The most important thing is that it fits the candle. So this round right here is going to help us decide, do we need to add stitches? Do we need to subtract some stitches to get it to fit around that candle nice and neat? And it's so hard to do because your tension may be tighter than mine, your tension may be looser than mine. So that's why I'm going to show you what to do for either situation, too tight or too loose. So I'm going to keep single crocheting around and around and around. Well, sorry, not around and around and around. What I should say is stitch for stitch for stitch, single crochet until I get back to the beginning. And I have to tell you guys, whenever I off camera, I blocked my another candle holder that I made. I'll show you real quick. This one. I blocked it off camera, and I sat my wrist bone right there, this bone right here, I sat that right on the iron. Oh, it hurt. And I hate getting burnt. And it's such a minuscule burn that I don't even know if you can see it. Like, can you see how blue it is? It's like right here. Anyway. Alright, so we are just about all the way around. Go ahead and slip stitch to that first single crochet. Chain one, pull up a loop. Lay out your star. And I'm going to go ahead and take my candle, put it in there again. And can you see how it's starting to like open up at the top? Like it's a little too big. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let's go ahead, let's work one more round. All right, work one more round of single crochet. So go back into the same single that you just slip stitched into and single, and just keep working single crochets all the way around. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work mine and I'll be right back. Alright, I have worked that all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to my first single. Dang, what? There it goes. Okay, chain one, pull up a loop. Now I'm going to put my candle in there. And you can see it's a little big. So I'm going to work a decrease right at the beginning of the round and then on the complete opposite side of my round. And that should be good. Let's say you cannot get your candle in there. It is way too tight. Go ahead and pull out that last round that we did and then work one single crochet on this side somewhere. Just add, instead of just one single crochet into a single crochet, work two single crochet into one, and then do the same thing on the other side. Finish the round, and then look, you know, put your candle in there. Does it fit a little bit better? And if it does, just work one single crochet all the way around until you get to as high as you want. Just keep in mind we're going to add one more round. Anyway, what I'm meaning is that, so if it's too tight, you can add a stitch to make it fit a little bit better. And if it's still too loose, go ahead and work a decrease again if you need to. But like I said, I'm going to work a few single crochet, work a decrease over here, and then I'm going to work another decrease on this side. A decrease being, I'll show you, I'll work a few single crochet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work a decrease here. So a decrease, you go in, pull up a loop, go into the next single crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all three loops on your hook. That just decreases by one stitch. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just single crochet until I get to the complete opposite side of that decrease. Keep going, keep going. My husband just walked in, that's why you can hear him yapping. Just keep single crocheting around. And then I'm going to say that's good enough. Now I'm going to go ahead and work another decrease. And then just keep single crocheting all the way around. So what you need to do on this round is totally up to your tension, up to your hook size, which I just keep using the same hook I've used the entire little candle holder. And it also comes down to the size of your candle. Your candle may be bigger than mine, your candle may be smaller than mine. And that's also going to come down to how many rounds we work for the little cup portion. So I am going to slip stitch to the first single crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and I'm going to try it again and see how it fits. Oh yeah, that's a lot nicer. Okay, so I'm going to keep working single crochets just like we did. Slip stitch to the first, chain 1, single crochet right back in there, single crochet all the way around. And I'm going to work that for a few more rounds, and I will come back and tell you guys exactly how many rounds I worked up my candle. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and I worked 7 rounds in that red. And I am going to check just to make sure that I like the way that looks. So you can see I've got plenty of room right there for that last round of green. All right, so I'm going to take that back out. I'm going to slip stitch to that first single crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. And then bring in my green. Now I'm not going to attach right back into that same single crochet that I fastened off in. I'm going to go over just a little bit just to change to where all those stitches are going to be. Alright, get a slip knot on your hook, plenty of tail to weave in, and I'm just going to pick a single crochet, attach with the slip stitch, chain 1, pull that tail to the back, don't yarn over, I don't know why I just did that, and go right back into that single crochet with the single and work 1 single all the way around. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and work all these single crochets. And I'll be right back. Alright, I've worked that all the way around. I'm going to slip stitch to that first single crochet right there. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. Alright, now we got some ends to weave in, and we will be done. Oh boy, what did I do with my hook, or my needle? Dang it. Oh, got it. Alright, so I'm going to take these to the inside of the little cut portion. I'm just going to go through the green. I'm going to run it through a couple legs of those singles and be done, because it's not going to get too much stretch more than it already is. This way. This red one, and then I got one more red one on the inside. Ooh, this one's tight. Ah, didn't mean to do that. There, I got it. Okay, Now flip it over and you have another one right there. Okay, cut that, flip, and pull the little plastic tab, turn it on, it fits down in there. Wait, let me get this one. Let me turn this one on. Here, let me turn my light off. Oh no, this one didn't turn on. There it is. Ta-da! Let me pull this out. And there you go. There's your star candle holders. Okay, guys. That is the end of my tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's next. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.